What's up, happy campers? We have a very exciting video for you today. For those of you who love camping.
Today we're gonna share with you our top 4 campsites that are near LA.
Number 4, Joshua Tree State Park. Is that a state park?
National Park.
National Park. That is a very memorable place for us because when we first moved to California from Wisconsin, that was our first visit to a camping site, and it was very fun. We didn't really camp before in California.
Yeah, that was our first time here. Joshua Tree has grown in popularity over the last few years enormously. Like, it's super busy. The first time we went there, I think it was towards the beginning of when it was getting really popular. We stayed at Jumbo Rocks Campground. There's a lot of different campgrounds within the park, but that one is the one that had the most sites that were first come, first served. The first time we went, it was first come, first served. Now it's not anymore. You have to reserve the sites ahead of time. It was definitely a really great experience to camp there. There's big rocks all around the campground. The kids can climb, and lots of Joshua trees, obviously, and there's something about the desert that's just very magical.
It has gotten a lot more popular, but Joshua Tree has been very popular for many years. A lot of bands record there. There are recording studios nearby, a lot of Airbnbs that are very expensive and fancy. There are diners on your way there. 29 Palms, I think, is the town on the way there. So it's definitely a must, I think, especially if you are visiting California. It's something that is very, as she was saying, magical. It's great for kids too. Like when we brought our daughters, they were just like climbing these rocks, and they're all these kids climbing up, and they're just having that freedom that they don't have so much in that time. We were living in an apartment, so they didn't get to climb rocks or just be outside. And there's also a lot of trails to hike on that.
Yeah, there's some kid-friendly trails that aren't as long, so that was nice too, that we got to explore some of those. And they have this rock called Skull Rock, and it's pretty famous, and you can just park right on the side of the road and go look around. You don't have to like take a hike to see that, and it's just very easy. There's another garden path. They have La Cholla cactus there, and that's another really easy one for kids because it's not too long.
Just be careful because those thorns, or whatever they're called, spikes, whatever, they're very dangerous. They have signs, so just don't touch them. Make sure you bring lots of water, some shade. And another thing that I like about Joshua Tree and deserts is that at night it actually gets kind of cold, so make sure you stay warm at night. But when it comes to tent camping, it's something that I enjoy and prefer, to have a cold night versus a hot night, and you can get some rest as long as you're warm.
This is the longest site on our list of places to camp near LA, of our favorites. Number 3 on the list of our favorite places to camp near LA is Sycamore Canyon Campground. This is right off the PCH.
I would say about hour and a half from LA.
One of the reasons we love this campsite is because they have a beautiful trail that you can access from the campground. It goes up into the hills on the bluffs above the ocean, and you can see the whole ocean and all along and all the hills, and it's just so beautiful. And also, you can have access to the beach. And at this beach, it's very rare to find a beach near LA that you can have a fire on the beach. And they have about maybe 15 campfires that you can bring your own wood, and you can set up your fire and have a nice fire on the beach. They also have grills that you can grill out there. And it's just really close to the campsite. You do have to cross the highway, which can be a little dangerous, but as long as you're watching out and just making sure to be careful, you just run across really quick.
It's just about a half a mile, maybe a little less than a half a mile walk from the campsite to the beach, so it's very short. You will be there in 10 minutes.
Also, the campground, all the sites are in this really nice little canyon that's full of huge sycamore trees, and there's a lot of shade, and it's just really nice energy there. The only drawback to this campground is that it's very busy. A lot of people are there, and so you're gonna see your neighbors and you're gonna hear them. And sometimes that can change the experience a little when you're out in nature and you can hear someone in the next campsite playing music really loud or something like that. But sometimes it's fine, and sometimes we like to have, you can hear the other voices of people, you can see the kids riding around the loop on their bikes, and it adds a different experience. Also, this campground is the only campground on our list that has flush toilets and showers. But the last time we were there, we tried to take a shower and it was so busy that all the showers were so full of tokens that we didn't get hot water anyway. So that's something you also have to consider.
Yeah, when we don't have a showering system, and when we go camping, we usually go for 2 nights. I don't expect to take a shower. It's sometimes nice if you go to the beach to be able to rinse that sand off, but as I said, it's just like the expectation. And the first time that we went camping by the beach, we were literally on the sand, and our tent was full of sand, and Emily knew that I was kind of particular about that, and she was kind of like telling the kids, stop bringing sand into the tent, and I just in that moment decided that that wasn't gonna bother me anymore, and I was like, it's okay, it doesn't bother me. And she's like, really? I was like, yeah, I decided that it won't bother me anymore. And I actually slept okay that night with all the sand. So
this is the most expensive. It's $45 a night. It fills up really fast. So if you want to reserve this site, you have to do it pretty ahead of time.
Next one, we have what is, I think, my favorite campsite in California. To agree, we decided to put it on number 2, and then you'll find what our number 1 choice is. But for the second one, we have Red Rock Canyon, California. When we were looking for places to go camping, I just literally Googled cool places to camp near California, and then Red Rock Canyon came, and I was like, oh, I thought that wasn't in California, but it's a different Red Rock. It's Red Rock, California, and they do have red boulders and red rock formations. And what I love about this site is that it's close to LA, right? Like what, hour and a half? Only 106 miles from Los Angeles. So it depends on how fast you drive, you can be there in no time.
Definitely in the middle of nowhere. There's not really anything around. I don't think a lot of people know about this campground because every time we go there, there's not many people there. It's very quiet. It's also first come, first serve. You can't reserve it.
That I love that aspect of it.
How this campground is organized is it's all in one road. So there's a huge cliff on one side of the campground that runs the whole stretch. And then every campsite is along the cliff. So you have this really cool view out to the desert and there's Joshua trees there too. But on the back of the campsite, you have this big rock formation and there's really cool little caves you can explore, and it's just really unique and fun, and the kids love it, and it's just, when you arrive there, it's very impressive.
There are a bunch of hikes, so if you like hiking, there's a lot of trails and a lot of climbing that you can do, and the views that you can have from going up to those rocks is awesome.
Yeah,
now this year, because of the rain, they're expecting to have a lot of flowers. Someone commented in a video that we actually made about Red Rock Canyon, that once again, we have videos for each one of these sites that we're recommending. So someone commented that this year they're expecting to have tons of flowers, so you don't necessarily even have to go and stay overnight. You can drive if you're close by, and take a hike, look at the rock formations, take some pictures, bring a picnic, and then head back to your, home. I think it would be worth it, especially after all this rain.
This one is $25 a night, and a lot of times
You remember all the prices?
Yeah. Wow. And a lot of times there's not anybody in the visitor center, but they have a little kiosk right when you drive in that you can put cash or a check in an envelope, and then you put it in a little mailbox slot. And that's like since I was a kid, like I remember doing that. You drive up and you put your money in the envelope, and then that's how you pay for your site. This was a really cool find of Juan's because
that's right, I found it.
Because it just feels like not very many people know about it, and it's really a really spectacular place. And instead of going 3 hours to Joshua Tree, you can camp at Red Rock Canyon, and it's like a lot cheaper and it's a lot less busy, and you can see basically, the same views or even better.
Last one on the list, take it, Emily.
Okay, so our number 1 campsite that we found near LA is called McGill Campground.
Miguel. I'm just kidding.
McGill. It's about an hour and a half away, and this is another very well kept secret. Every time we went there, there's hardly anyone there, They have a lot of first come, first serve sites, but also a lot of sites that you can reserve. It's just so beautiful. It's a pine forest, so when you're driving there, you see all the rolling hills of Southern California, but all of a sudden you start going up, and once you get to Fraser Park, you start going up the mountain, you start to be in this huge pine forest, and it's like out of nowhere, and it's so breathtakingly beautiful. And every time we've been there, there's no one there. The views from the site are stunning, and it's quiet, and you just feel like you're somewhere far away from the city when you're in this forest. And there's a lot of ponderosa pines there, which is a special tree that the bark looks like puzzle pieces. If you get really close to the cracks in the bark, it smells like vanilla. And so the whole forest has this wonderful smell, and it just feels so warm and beautiful. I just love being there. The energy is so nice.
Yeah, there is something about trees that is very magical. There is research now that says that trees communicate with one another through their roots, through the ground. When you're there, you feel connected to nature, to your surroundings. So it's a very special feeling, because the lack of people also brings certain quiet aspect to it. We've also gone when it's after the weekend, so we've arrived like Monday when everyone's gone, so it might be a different experience if you show up on the weekend, because we've shown up when all the garbage containers are full, so that means that like it was packed. We just have luckily showed up when it's empty, you know. But the energy there is just incredible. There's a little hikes that you can take in. Another thing to remember is that you actually have cell phone service, which I prefer not to have it, because I feel like when I have no cell phone reception, then I actually get to unplug. And no music everyone. Don't play music in the woods.
And also remember, once you're getting up into these higher altitudes, the nights can get chilly. So this one you would not want to go during the winter months, because there's a lot of snow. But once it's summer, it's the perfect weather. It's beautiful, cool, lots of shade, but it's still warm during the day, and the kids just love it. It's so fun.
It's so nice. Also, put your food away at night. There might be bears around.
There are bears there, and there's lots of signs that say there are bears in the camp, near the campground. And the only reason the bears come into the campsites is because they know that people leave food out and they have access to that. So it's really important to put your food away to keep the bears safe and keep everyone else safe.
Not just the food, anything with the scent, lotions, water, anything.
Yeah, water included needs to be put away.
Just don't be those people and put everything away in your car, and then we've never had a problem. I even asked the camp host once, I was like, are there bears around? He's like, yeah, but they don't come. There's nothing around here. They come rarely. So just something to keep in mind, not to be scared of, just to be aware of, you know.
We hope you enjoyed our list of top 4 campsites close to LA. We really hope that you go out and explore these places, and we want to share them with everyone because they're just so special to us, and we've had such a good time and so many good adventures and memories at these places.
If there are sites that you think we have to check that we didn't list here, let us know, because we're always looking for new sites, new places to explore. We have videos about these experiences, and they always become such great memories. Make sure you watch all the other videos. If you're thinking about camping and you've never done it, we have a video with the camping gear essentials, so check that out so you can know what to bring, so you can be ready for your next adventure. So remember, time for another adventure, and go camping.